I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will. Why the fuck is people that's not from the city saying DC's not that bad? Why is a nigga from Denver, Colorado saying DC's not that bad and Trump is just trying to be a dictator? Gang, DC is fucking like Gotham City, bruh. Like, y'all do not know. Y'all out of towners, mo. Mind y'all fucking business, bruh.
Bro already speaking facts. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm from Richmond, Virginia. We about an hour and a half on a bad traffic day, maybe 2 hours from DC. I've been to DC a lot. And what I will say, and it's the crime has always been bad in DC. I'm gonna let them finish, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little story.
4 infants got killed in a month. This shootings every day, carjackings every day. The city is fucking wild right now, bro. And it might say it's the lowest it's ever been. That's because these niggas is not getting caught. There's so much shit going on. Y'all don't even know, bro. I'm recovering from getting shot in DC, gang. So for y'all out of towners to be like DC's not that bad and this shit don't need to be done, y'all don't know shit, bro. Like, for real, y'all don't know shit, bro. What Donald Trump is doing right now, getting the homeless off the street and putting all these law enforcement people in throughout DC, that shit needs to be done good. I'm tired of fucking Gotham City, gang. I'm tired of that shit, bro. I'm trying to go to U Street and not have to worry about running from fucking bullets, bro. I'm sick of that shit, gang.
There you have it, man. You're hearing it from a DC native, somebody that's out there in the streets on the land, man. And I'll tell you, going out there throughout the times that I've been there, I've had great times in DC. I ain't gonna lie. Beautiful women, very diverse city, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to see. But when it comes to the nightlife and when it comes to certain neighborhoods and in the street side of DC, it does get dangerous like that. Like the story I was going to tell y'all is that one time, this is probably over 10 years ago now, I was about 17, 18 years old. Me and my friends, we up in DC. We got a hotel. It's one of my brother's birthdays, so we're trying to find a party. We looking on social media, finding random flyers. So we find a random flyer for a party that's in Southeast DC. Just by saying Southeast DC, if you from there or you know anything about DC, you know that if you're from out of town, you have no business in Southeast DC. But we went there anyway, right? This was when we were green. We didn't know nothing about it. And mind you, we drove out there, but we're like, okay, we trying to be safe. No designated driver. We all getting lit. We smoking, we drinking, all that good stuff. We're like, okay, we're going to Uber to the party. So we get dropped off by an Uber in Southeast DC. Mind you, we have no weapons on us, nothing. We're just looking for a good time. We try to find the party. We've tried to find the address. We end up in some projects, basically. Now, I don't know if it's the projects or some apartments. I can't tell you what neighborhood we were exactly in, but it looked like we was in the trenches. So we get to the address where the party is, and we get there, and it's this way older guy. Dude looks like he's about 30 years old. Mind you, we all like 17, 18, 19, 20 or whatever. We ask him. He's sitting outside. We're like, yo, this where the party at? He look at us. He take a second, and he's like, nah, ain't no party here. So then we're like, okay. So now we just got dropped off by a Uber. We're like 15, 20 minutes away from our hotel. Our hotel was in the more central, like downtown part of DC, in the more safer part. So we get dropped off down there, and so we're just out there basically walking around waiting for our next Uber, and luckily nothing happened to us. But like, people who are from there and know about DC, they know we were in a very dangerous situation not being from there. I'm saying all that to say is that what Trump is doing, like the homeless thing aside, everybody's going to have their point on that. I think Trump, he's thinking about stuff on the world stage and how a lot of thriving nations, when it comes to homelessness, they deal with the problem. Either they provide them with housing, or which they're trying to do, right? They're saying like, yo, you go to a shelter or you go to jail. So you're getting housing somewhere. And I can't say I totally agree with that, but hey, it's our president. He got voted for. This is what he want to do. It's the capital. Things are run federally there. Like, You know, that's what you want to do, right, when it comes to the homelessness. But as far as the crime, trying to curb that, I think that's probably something that's necessary. I'm not out there on the land, so I don't like. I've seen that, you know, he's using the military and all that stuff, and like, if that's what he feel like he need to do, that's what he feel like he need to do to curb the violence and, you know, try to stop some of the things that's been going on in DC for a while, because it's not just recent crime. They say the crime has gotten lower, but mind you, in certain parts of DC it is not that bad, but in parts of DC it is that bad, and usually that bad. Like he just said, 4 infants. Like, come on, yo, something got to be done about that, man. Let's get to some of these comments, man. Jack said, but a white woman with blue hair who lives in Arlington told me it's safe. Mind you, Arlington is one of the most affluent parts of the East Coast. You know, it's in Northern Virginia. It's, you know, that's near where like the CIA headquarters and all that stuff is, right? User A1A said it's because they hate Trump. He could stop someone from bashing the old lady's head in, and they would say that the real problem is our lack of money for mental health treatment. Anything but addressing the shit that is right in front of their eyes. Truly gaslighting. Original Cowboys fan said, I live in DC and I approve this message. WHF said DC is that bad literally every day. Zach said DC, Baltimore, Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, St. Louis, all historically the worst. Nick Fury said, I'm from the DMV. DC ain't never been safe, bruh. The people there are telling y'all what it is, but we still gonna get backlash from certain parts of political sides and all this stuff, and certain people that know nothing about DC, don't live nowhere near DC, never been to DC, or just stayed in a gentrified area their whole life and always avoided the hood, right? And not to mention the traffic in DC sucks, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if Trump can do anything about that. Nyko said DC been getting bullied by middle schoolers for some years now. Tony Park said, right, they hate Trump, so everything he doing is going to be bad. TJ said, notice how the people who are most grateful are DC residents. The people who oppose this are liberals from Denver. And they said they're saying the same thing about Baltimore. Like, come on now. Everybody know how Baltimore gets. Shout out to all my guys from B-More, you know, college. I met a lot of great guys from Baltimore, but it's the trenches. It's the trenches. Mind you, one of my, you know, closest homies was from Baltimore, and he told me literally he grew up every single day he had to fight. Every single day going to school, he had to fight, man. So just know that you're a kid going to elementary school, and you got no choice, because this goes to another story. But yeah, every single day he lived in the projects. He went outside, kids was bullying him, so he tried to stay in the house. And his aunt like, nah, you got to go back outside and keep fighting them boys, because if not, you're not going to be able to survive here. You got to be able to go outside. You can't stay in here eating your little cereal bowl and crying and all that stuff. No, you got to go back outside. So, you know, like I would, you know, if anybody's out there saying, oh, it's not that bad, or it's not this, or it's not that, go out there, you know, stay out there, go to some of the parts where a lot of the danger is happening. And he's even saying U Street, you know, U Street is a part of DC where a lot of people go, especially if you're a tourist, you want to go and party, like experience some nightlife and all that stuff. That's where usually a lot of people go, and you can't even have fun there. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But let me know what you guys think. You know, shout out to all my DMV people, man. Let me know what y'all think too down in the comments, man. As always, love y'all. I'm out.